let's jump to another Dodger, Trea Turner. So Trea Turner, there's some rumblings going on that the Dodgers are talking to Trea Turner. Well, obviously they can't be, but they're going to be talking to Trea Turner about a contract extension. And I want to read a little article from SI.com, kind of giving the parameters on a possible Trea Turner extension. So it says if the Dodgers offer an 8-year, $280 million extension, it would make Trea Turner the highest paid shortstop in the league by average annual value at $35 million per year. Those figures put Trea Turner above Mets, Francisco Lindor, and Corey Seager, 32.5. But would Trea Turner want to commit those years, or would he want more or less money? So, first question: do you guys think the Dodgers should extend Trea Turner? One, two. Do you think he's worth $35 million a year?
So should they? I don't know. Why didn't if he's not worth 35 million a year? Uh, why wouldn't they just re-sign Seager if they're going to spend that much money? He has 2 years, I think 2 years up on Seager. Seager's what, 27? And or will or
Trea Turner's
tri
28.
will be 28, but when he's a free agent, he'll be 29, 30.
Right.
So, and I think that's 2 years up on Seager. What I He's fast, and usually fast people. This was his first year with he had what, 28 home runs, I think.
Mm.
So this was his first season with a lot of home runs, so he's showing power. He just reminds me of another Brady Anderson and all these fast guys who were awesome speed runners, and then later in their career they switch up and they go power. So would I pay 35 million for a possible shortstop for 5 years, 3 years, and then moving to second base? I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable. Should he get an extension? He should. He's worth some money, but I don't think 35 million.
Yeah, that's a lot. So the Dodgers' main concern is not getting to the playoffs because they have the formula to do that. That's second nature to them. They're getting to the playoffs regardless, right? Their main concern is getting players that can perform well in the playoffs. And just off of his history with the Dodgers and then with the Nationals, he doesn't show up in the playoffs. And that's kind of a concerning issue for me if I'm the Dodgers, especially giving him that type of money. Like, I say you ride it out this year. Like, let's say he's not playing as well, then maybe you trade him this year. But you can do a hell of a lot better for that amount of money. And I did a little research. Xander Bogaerts, is that somebody that you would want at shortstop?
Of course.
Yeah, I say you kind of you look elsewhere other than Trea Turner because he's not the answer
But Xander is a free agent, what, in 2 years?
Next year.
next year.
Okay, so next year. So thinking about this question when I was trying to come up with topics, I was really looking at like the landscape of the shortstops that are going to be coming, right? And besides this year was like the holy grail of shortstops, right? You still have Correa on the market, you still have Story, but after that it gets very thin. Next year you have Bogarts, and that's pretty much it, right? He's the top dog, and essentially looking at that, why would the Red Sox want to have him walk when he's probably, arguably their best player, right? So I just look at it like me personally, I would say extend Trea Turner only because you don't have an alternative, right? You can say Gavin Lux, but there's some people that want to throw Gavin Lux in the trade proposals. There are some people that say Gavin Lux should play second. There's some people that say, well, if you sign Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy's going to play second if there's no DH, right? If there's no universal DH. So he's the odd man out, right? And for me, I really like Gavin Lux, but I don't know if he's kind of worn out his welcome as to like giving that whole. He's been given like a runaway twice to take over like a position when it comes to second, and he hasn't been able to do it. He is a
Hmm.
natural shortstop. His biggest thing coming up wasn't his bat; it was his glove, because he had a lot of throwing issues, and that's why the Dodgers felt like if we move him to second, shorter throw, maybe it'll alleviate some of those issues, and it did for the most part. But my thing is there is no alternative to Trea Turner right now, and the dude has been in top five of the MVP voting in like the last like 2 seasons or possibly three. And to me, I'm a person that likes speed, and that's the one thing the Dodgers have lacked for like a lot of these years is speed. I know a lot of people are saying that speed doesn't really matter in today's game, but when you have the ability to just change a game in an instant by just getting on base, to me that's worth a lot. Now, 35 million a year, don't know about that. Of course, this also hinders on the luxury tax. If it extends, like it goes past its amount now, then sure I could see it happening. But if it goes, if it ends up being less than what it is, I don't think he's in a position at that point to even get that kind of money, at least from a competitive team. Like I don't see like he would have to go to somewhere like Tampa Bay, but they already have. They just gave so much money to Franco, their third baseman, and I don't see why they would double up. Why they would now just start spending money like crazy. You know what I mean? So I would say if I'm the Dodgers, extend him, but he is rumored that he really wants to play on the East Coast. I don't know. I think you'd have to give him at least 8 years to make him stay. But if he doesn't take the 280, I would say let him walk, and then we'll just figure it out from there. But I would say extend him.